I'm here with Jan Hegland of Ericsson. Jan, looking ahead to 2020, what do you see as the really big trends in the market? And how does that affect the network investment that carriers need to make, in your view?
Yeah, I think towards 2020, the trend we have today towards the network society, where everyone and anything that benefits from being connected will be connected, that will just continue. And obviously it will put quite substantial requirements on networks. In fact, I'd talk about the next generation, the fourth generation of IP networks to enable it. First of all, it's about capacity. The capacity growth, driven largely by video, in my mind will continue by 50–60% per year. What's going to be very important is the control or signaling traffic growth, driven largely by the amount of connections or things or people connected to the network. The trend towards 50 billion connections will for sure be something we have to look out for. But then finally, one of the key questions is, how do you monetize on the network? How do you enable the customer experience and enable charging for that customer experience, or how do you enable the application experience, possibly charging application providers or being part of the value chain? I think adding that and monetizing on cloud services and putting in that intelligence into network is one of the key challenges we have as an industry.
There's an increasing emphasis these days on customer experience management. How can operators make it more than just the latest buzz phrase? What are the concrete steps they need to take to achieve good CEM?
I think customer experience is key. Obviously, it's key to retain your customers, and it's key to increase your ARPU. I think the key to ensure the experience is to know what's going on, is to have the service awareness and the subscriber awareness, the smartness, if you want, in the network. And I think things like policy control, traffic management, quality of service enablement, those are the key mechanisms that need to be in place. And that's happening now. It's happening both for fixed and mobile networks, and it has to be consistent across fixed mobile networks in a unified way. So I think that's key really to enable the subscriber experience.
Graham, you've done a lot of research around policy management. How does the role of policy management play into this?
Policy management is going to become a lot more strategic. I think that's the key thing. It's been deployed quite tactically up to now for kind of traffic management type roles. In future, as we move to LTE, it's going to be used as the core means to differentiate services, applying policies to subscribers, to applications, to tiers, to devices, all of the things that they can apply policy to, they will, and that will allow them to have a more competitive set of services.
Networks continue to scale up inexorably, and the spread of M2M is ratcheting that up even further. How can operators scale up while at the same time maintaining effective control over the network?
Yeah, I mean, scalability has many flavors, and I think when you initially think about scalability, you think about traffic scalability. But I'd say even more important is to manage both traffic scalability and service and subscriber scalability. This little machine here, which happens to be Ericsson's new services router, or smart services router, is actually designed to scale in both dimensions, both signaling and traffic.
Graham, the transition to 4G LTE is among the most challenging ever undertaken by network operators. What do you see as the keys to success?
Well, that's an enormous question, and obviously it has a lot of different angles. Clearly, they need to have the most cost-effective and cost-efficient infrastructure, but beyond that, they also have to link their network infrastructure much more closely to other elements within the overall telco portfolio, especially to their subscriber systems, to their policy systems, to their charging systems. So it requires a much more holistic view, because without that, they're going to be unable to take advantage of all of the capabilities that LTE offers.
The investment in LTE is huge for operators. Where's the revenue going to come from to justify it?
Well, this goes back to the fact that, they have to make the network more intelligent, in effect. They've got to be able to recognize what applications are running, give them the right treatment. They've got to link that to what subscribers want. They've got to link it to the experience that subscribers have. All of those things allow them to differentiate services. It allows them to interact with third-party content and application providers, and that's the only way that they can actually start to see revenue begin to creep back up again after a long period of decline.